Ready, go! Here come the doggies, and this time it's a fair start, Huckleberry. Holy cow! Bread absolutely annihilated a fellow corgi.
Look, the dogs racing are one thing, but the announcer, that guy is the highlight of the video.
This is Sportscentre.
Hey everyone, I'm Jesse Pollock, and welcome to this holiday edition of Digital Sportscentre. We've got a bit of a Canadian theme today, beginning with basketball. Canada's men already punched their ticket to the quarters last week, where they've got a date with Wemby in France on Tuesday. Shea and company went undefeated in Group A, with wins over Greece, Australia, and Spain. And to no one's surprise, it was Canada's backcourt doing the damage. Albeit, not in the way you might have expected. All the hype coming in was surrounding SGA and Jamal Murray. But it was actually RJ Barrett who carried the load in those three wins. Murray's performance in the lead-up games was scrutinized heavily, and he's off to a really quiet start in Paris as well. But this roster is loaded. Canada will have their hands full tomorrow, not just with Wemby, but also Rudy Gobert. Wemby's been in his typical do-it-all mode these games, and he and Rudy have teamed up to block nearly 5 shots per game. And if Canada can't get through, it won't get much easier for them, with potential meeting with last year's World Cup champs Germany in the semis. On the other end of the bracket, the US has a meeting with Brazil. And while the hype around this game would typically be around LeBron and company, can we show a little love for Bruno Caboclo? The former Rap had the performance of these games this weekend, with 33 points and 17 boards against Japan to get Brazil to the quarters. Guys, Canada can do this. It's close. Start believing. Let's go. Sticking to the Canadian theme, Week 9 in the CFL was awesome, and it was highlighted by the Elks getting their first win of the season in Trey Ford's first start. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? That's because Ford was the guy who snapped Edmonton's long winless streak last season as well. The Canadian QB completed all but 4 passes, and his 252 yards was the second highest total in his young career. Now, the Elks are still just 1-7 and probably out of the playoff race, but we all know anything can happen in the CFL. And speaking of new life, Javon Leake went off on Saturday, rushing for 169 yards and 3 touchdowns. Hope you took him in fantasy. So it's safe to say that everyone in Edmonton is feeling the Ford effect. Elsewhere in the CFL, the Bombers shut out the best offense in the league, come on, allowing just 4 first downs and limiting Vernon Adams to just 74 yards. And for the 3rd time in 4 games, Ontario Smith went over the century mark. Look, Luca wrote this, not my words. He said, no one wants to see the Bombers get hot, but hey, the race is wide open, and you're darn right it is. Look out for your Winnipeg Blue Bombers, folks. Week 10 of the CFL gets underway on Thursday between the Riders and Red Blacks, and you can catch it on TSN at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. The Chicago White Sox take the field tonight with a shot at history. Now, we love a good winner here at DSC, but we also like to have a little fun with futility. The Pale Hose lost their 20th straight game on Sunday, and a loss tonight in Oakland would match the AL record at 21 in a row. So just how bad is it on the south side? Well, the Sox are, try not to laugh here, 60 games under 500 and are currently on pace to lose 124 games total, which would be the highest loss total in 135 years. 2 more losses and they'll match the longest losing streak since 1900. Honestly, fans, if you needed any reason to go to White Sox games right now, I mean, you're seeing history right now. As you can imagine, FanDuel is having a field day with this, offering odds on when the White Sox will finally win a game. Now, looking at tonight's game against the A's, it's actually up for grabs. FanDuel has something else as well. They're offering some enticing odds on the Sox not winning again before the middle of the month. It's nothing more that I love than seeing history. Come on, A's, get it done. Time now for my favorite segment and yours, Why We Love Sports Today.
Why we love sports today.
We've been keeping plenty of tabs on Canadian athletes throughout the Olympics, but we've got to show some love to Dominica's Tia Laford. She won gold in the triple jump, her country's first ever Olympic medal. Her brother plays football at Navy, and this is how he was delivered the news.
Craig Laford! Hey, your sister just want to go medal. Yeah!
You know, there are some videos that you just look around and wonder, who's cutting onions? That's all we have for today. We'll see you tomorrow, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your long weekend. Have a good one.